Okay folks, welcome back. We're doing a little bit of fishing video here today. We're going to be doing a Texas rig with one of my vintage tackle reels, which is the Ambassador XLT from Garcia from the 80s. Got it on a Berkeley Tactics bass fishing rod. We're going to be using some Strike King weighted worms. We're in the Pelican NXT kayak today. We're Texas rigging that. If you don't know what a Texas rig is, it's a small worm hook and a weight. What we're going to do is we're going to put this worm halfway through the, like that much right there, and put it through the hook, and we're going to make it weedless. This is watermelon pumpkin seed color. It's a really good color for a bass. And then you, of course, we're in a kayak. Everything's 10 times harder in a kayak. I'm going to hook it like that, and we're going to poke it through the worm itself. You could also wacky rig this too if you want. This is an antique fishing rod and reel setup here. We're going to set the, it's a little bit too fast, set it a little bit lower. That's right on the money. And now we're going to back up out of here, try to catch a bass around this structure here. And we'll cast this out. We're going to round this here structure with this worm and try to catch a bass here. And like this with it. Let it drop, and then we're going to work this whole cove here and try to catch a fish with this here Strike King. What it does is it gives it a nice erratic action. And got a little bit of bird's nest here, but this reel is working fine. Just going to let it sink a little bit. It's got enough weight on it for it to hit the bottom. You know, we'll cast in a few spots here. If we don't get any action here, we'll move on to another spot. But what we're doing here with this 6-foot rod is we're just going under here around this dock here, let it sink, try to pull it. There beside that dock. It's casting really nice. Casting really nice. We might catch a bass right here. We're going to just check all these points here. If we don't catch anything, we'll move on. Okay. Let it sink. There's a lot of boat traffic here, so you know if it's a bass, he'll pull on it. A bluegill will just tag it. Okay. Okay, we didn't get nothing there. Okay, we got a nice cast there. Okay. I've caught bass here in this spot before. Sometimes you get them, sometimes you don't. Casting into this heavy structure. Got a little bit of backlash here. Got some old school backlash, folks. Ugh. Good spot right there in that cover. Big heavy cover is where them bass like to ambush points. And we got a small bluegill here. Oh, it's actually a rock bass. Look at that. Oh, a small rock bass on a piece of bait here. He's just been kicking my bait. That's a rock bass there. Okay, folks, this is your old pal Hondo. This is the end of the video. We went fishing with the vintage tackle, which was the Garcia Ambassador XLT Plus LH from the 80s. Worked really well, casted pretty good. We tried a worm and we tried a spinner bait. We tried walking bait, which was a jitterbug. We didn't catch anything. I didn't put those in that video because it was just too much time it would take to make a video. We did also test out the zebco 33 micro. It works really well. We caught a small rock bass. Basically, that was all I caught with the micro, but it does work. It performs really well for a light action 4'6" ultralight rod. It handled pretty much anything I could throw at it. Earlier this season, around springtime, I did catch a mess of trout with it, so it does work really well, and I highly recommend that one. The rod that I was using was a Berkeley pistol grip Tactics Bass Edition, old school rod. As you can see, it's a pistol grip, old school 6-foot rod, graphite rod. Well, folks, I hope you like this video on using some vintage tackle. Didn't catch any lunkers, nor did we catch any bass. That lake I was fishing at was highly pressured, and it's like in the middle of July. You really don't catch anything out of that lake around in July. But we will do some other videos, like maybe small creek videos later on, or we go to a different pond to catch crappies and bluegills, which I have a better luck at catching, and in another lake we fish at. So y'all take it easy. This has been your old pal Hondo from Hillbilly Tactical. Y'all know what you can do. You put God first. He puts you first every time. You know what else? God loves you, says Hondo. Peace out, YouTube.
Tell me pretty lies, look me in the face. Tell me that you love me, even if it's fake.